Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Hope everyone's doing great. So I want to show you the supplies you're going to need for this Cricut DIY, and of course you're going to need your hat. And I actually got this just the other day at the Dollar Tree. They got several in a few different colors, and they're really nice. I mean, it's not that thin stuff that they used to have. It's got some structure to it. And a good heavy bowl. This is a ceramic bowl. Don't use anything plastic. And I'm going to be using my Cricut Joy because it's such a small project. And you're going to need your mat, your weeding tool, measuring tape, so you can measure the front of your cap and see how big you want your image to be. And Michael's just started carrying this mega roll of Caesar, and it's glitter HTV in black. I don't know if you can see the glitter, but that's really a lot of vinyl or HTV. I think it's regularly $30-some, and they've been having it for $19.99. And you're going to need your scraper, pair of scissors to cut your HTV, and I'm going to be using my mini press because it's such a small project. You can use an iron, but you may have a tough time using a regular size easy press. So I think that's it. Okay, I want to show you, once I open the packaging of a vinyl roll or an HTV, what I do with the label. First I take it off the vinyl or HTV, and then I take it and I roll it up and I put it inside of the tube. That way I have any information I may need about it. Instructions, what type of vinyl it is, HTV. So I just want to share that with you, especially if you're new at this. Okay, we're going to start right at the beginning. So let's click our Cricut, and then we're going to go to New Project. And I already have mine placed how I want it, but I want to show you what to do also. So we're going to say Keep Previous, and then we're going to go down here to Upload, Upload an Image. And we're going to pick the camera, and it's going to have a green line around it. And then you're going to hit Insert. And this is where you're going to size it. Most of you already know that. And that hat measures about 6.5, 7 inches to the two sides. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, from this seam to this seam, it was close to 7 inches, so I'm going to make the image 6 inches. So we're going to go down here and make sure that your lock button is on, because you don't want this to be distorted. So we're going to go down here and get this as close to 6 inches wide as we can. Let's see, we are at 6 inches. Okay, cool. And it's going to need to be mirrored, which I generally like to do here. So you get down here to Edit and hit Horizontal. Okay. And I haven't done that one yet. And also, if you're using a Cricut Joy, I tend to turn it so it will fit on the Cricut Joy mat. But if you're using a regular Cricut Maker or Explorer, you won't need to do that. But it has to fit on the Cricut Joy mat, so I turn it sideways. Just want to give that little hint to you if you know it using the Cricut Joy or Cricut in general. Okay, now you're going to want to measure and cut the size of your vinyl to fit the space on your hat. And this is 6 inches long. Actually, this is about 6 1/4, so I want a little bit of space left over extra. I have a roller so I can measure out on my HTV. Then we're going to take our scraper and make sure that that HTV is down nice and tight against that mat. And also the shiny side goes against the mat. It's always the dull side up when you're working with iron-on or HTV. Looks like a chalkboard. Okay, from here we're going to go back to our computer or iPad, whatever you're working with. And we're going to take the next step from this. Just make sure that everything is the way you want it, sized, mirrored, if you're using HTV. Okay, and we're going to go down here to make it. And it's asking me, because I'm using the Joy, if I'm doing it without a mat, on a mat, or on the card mat. And of course I'm doing it on a mat. So we're going to click on a mat. And we're going to get it right in there. Just fit it. Let's see. Just how you like it. And we're going to fit it right in that mat. Let's see. It looks good right there. Just want to make sure it's got enough HTV to cut. Okay, looks good. And you also see there's a red line. I don't know if you can see it on the computer, but on this, I mean my camera. And there's a red line around the outside of the camera, so you know what your limits are where you're working inside. Okay, so hit continue. Then from here, it's going to ask you what kind of material you're using. Now, these are just some quick references, or you can go to all materials. I'm going to go down to iron-on, which is right there. And we're going to find glitter iron-on. It's right there. Okay. And we're going to upload it into the Cricut Joy. Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to upload it into here, and it has sensors in 2 tabs. If you've never used a Cricut Joy, that reads the sides of the mat right here and make sure it's aligned and everything. So you'll hear that as soon as it touches. Okay. Now on my iPad, it's saying go if you're ready. So we're going to hit go, and it's going to start cutting. If you remember, that's what they call Caesar easy weed. So we'll see when we go to weed this. I mean, I've used it many times, and it does easy weed. And I chose this white hat because it's actually Mickey Mouse hands that are holding the camera, and his little gloves are white. So I thought that would be cool. And the black glitter is for the camera and the outline of Mickey's gloves. I just got this Cricut Joy just a couple weeks ago, and I love it. It's so convenient. Instead of running to my big Cricut, just jump on this. Mostly got it for cards, but I think I've been using it mostly for HTV and iron-on lately. I'm going to start heating up the little mini press. So I'm going to heat it to the hottest mark, which is the 3rd level. Because we're going to be ironing on something a little awkward. My iPad didn't want to wait. Looks like it's done. So my iPad should tell me, and it comes up and says unload. Of course, we're going to hit unload, and you heard that little doop doop, and it unloaded itself. So there we go. I don't know if you can see it, the reflection of the camera on there. Okay, now comes the weeding. Okay, some people say it's good or best to weed on the mat. So I guess either way, whatever preference you have. Okay, so I actually like to grab a corner with my weeding tool and just pull it up from there. And just continue pulling. You can do this now just like that. This is where the easy weed comes in at. Pull it right off of there. Okay. Now we've got to find all the little guys in between. We have a couple circles in between. So I'll weed this out. You guys know how to weed, and I'm going to weed this out so I don't make you fall asleep. And I'll be right back as soon as I weed it. And a little extra helpful hint is when I am weeding, I like to keep the image on my computer or my iPad, make it bigger so that I can see what actually needs to be weeded, the areas that I need to weed. So I follow that. Okay. Alrighty, the weeding is all done. Looks like I got everything. So now we're going to put it on the hat. Okay, I took it off the mat. And always remember to take your cover sheet and place it back over your mat so you don't get any debris or anything on it. Okay, alrighty, so this is the inside of your hat, and it actually has the cardboard inside, like your more pricier hats. And yes, this is from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to leave that in there just to give it a little more stability. But like I said, this is pretty stable in the front of these. Now I want to show you how to find the center of your vinyl, because this has a seam, which hopefully is in the center. So it's coming from the Dollar Tree. Hopefully that is the center. But we can find the center in this easily by folding it. And we're going to find the two longest ends on each side and match them up, which I'm doing the hands down here. That's the two longest. We're going to match up those two hands. Hold that, come up here, make a crease. It's not going to hurt your vinyl or your iron-on rather, or HTV. And make another crease down here because we're going to try to match up that seam on the hat. So if you can see, the crease is right there and right there. I hope you can see that. Okay. And it should be down the center of the camera, you would think, but because of the hands, it made it a little off center from the camera. So what we're going to do is we're going to match those two seams with this seam on the hat. And the hand is just coming down to the seam right here. So I'm going to pull that up just a little bit. Okay. And luckily this has some little bit of stickiness on the back. So it's kind of holding on to the hat. So I'm going to start with this side. Let's get our bowl. Put the bowl inside. Not drop the bowl. I'm going to put the bowl right there, and I'm going to start right on this side first. Okay? Get the mini press and just start moving it around. I'm going to hold it in a couple spots. Hold it again. Just keep moving and holding. And it looks like it's sticking. Do this edge a little bit. Okay. Do the top. And as I'm doing this, I'm pushing the bowl against the mini press underneath. Okay. Let me get its little stand over here. All right. Now let's get that camera on there. Hold it underneath. There we go. I got a grip. And we're going to hold that in place. Move it, hold it in place. I can already see the carrier sheet coming up. You see it right there? Or we already did it. The carrier sheet's coming up. Meaning that the iron-on is iron-on. In this case, Caesar HTV. Okay. Just keep pushing and moving. And come down here. All right, let's try this again. Since it's such an odd shape, I just want to make sure that it's on there. Keep pressing and moving. It'll be a pretty cool looking image when we're finished. All right, let's do this side. Press. I guess that's why they're called easy presses. Press and move. Press and move again. Okay. Okay, now we're already over on this side. Almost done. Put that down for a second. So let's see how it's looking. Oh yeah, cool. It's getting on there. Push. And move. And pressure. And move. And pressure on this little hand down here, especially down there where that little piece is right near the seam. Go like that, like we're ironing a little bit down in that little crease. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. Make sure I get this thing on there good. All right, let's see how we're doing. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna take this bowl out from under here. I see a little piece sticking up right there. So before I take this completely off, let me grab that. Give that some pressure. Just one little stinker giving us a little bit of a hard time. Remember, I don't have the bowl under here now, just the cardboard and the hat. And let's see if that worked. It was a little piece right there. Yep, it's down. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Cool beans. Let me move this press. Move the bowl. And I love it. Oh my goodness. That's so cute. Well, I do photography, my little Mickey Mouse camera hat. Cool beans. I'm excited. All right, let me put it on there so you guys can see it. Put it on the bowl. So what do you guys think? I hope you like it. I hope you give it a try. Like I said, you can't beat this for $1, and they did come in different colors. And I love it. I'm excited. So I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope it helped you guys out with putting an image on a hat. I hope you're enjoying my Cricut videos, especially if you're new to Cricut, and those of you that have never done a project like this too. So I hope you like and subscribe. I thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed doing this. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.